Hey guys, those of you who've been following what's been going on at the old house know that we've taken away about 3,500 kilos of rubbish so far. It's had to be divided up. It's taken 5 months to divide it all up into different categories and to cart it off to 4 or 5 or 6 different locations around the city. Some goes to the city dump, some goes to recycling centre, some goes to Boy Scouts. It all goes all over the place. It's taken 5 months to do it, and at the end of it, we were left with 3 cans. There was one more like this that were half full of paint, but was at least 10-15 years old, so it had gone hard. So it was basically 3 cans like that, half full of paint that had gone hard, so it was like rubber inside. So when we went to this recycling centre, they took everything else that was left in the truck, and then these 3 cans, they said, no, we can't take them, sorry. So we weren't quite sure what to do, so we called City Hall and said, what should we do with these? And they said, well, if they're still wet, if the paint's still wet, you have to pay a company to take them away. So we called the company and found out that it cost between $200 and $300 for them to do it. And then we found out if it was solid, we could put it in with our main rubbish. So we went to the rubbish place and left it there with the main rubbish, and then a week later it was still there with big red stickers. Now they took one of the cans and left 2 of them behind. So we called the city again, and they said if we removed the dried paint from inside the can, we could then put it in the normal rubbish. But of course it's in there solid, it's like rubber in there. So the only way to remove it was like this, which is sort of typical Japan in so many ways, you know, because it must be fairly common for people to have old cans of paint with paint in them, you know. Not everybody would have angle grinders that they'd be cutting them up, I guarantee you. You don't see Japanese people using angle grinders very much, so it's typical. It's a combination of typical Japanese bureaucracy combined with just ridiculousness, you know, that this is the only way to do this, other than spend $200 or $300 to some private company to have them remove it, which is just craziness. So yeah, we did what they wanted us to do and cut the metal off the outside. Now the metal goes to the metal recyclers, and the paint inside goes into general waste because it's solid enough that they'll accept it, apparently, which is just a terribly messy job. And then just as sort of like a final little side note to this, I used a blanket there because we ended up with paint all over the place, and I had this old crappy blanket, and I used that to get rid of the paint off the concrete. And now I'm told that we have problems getting rid of that blanket because it's got paint on it. It never ends. More videos coming soon.